Okay, so today I wanted to offer some reflections about just the importance of being outside, connecting to nature on a daily basis. And I'm just going to share a little practice that you can start to do to help you do that, and the magic of actually doing that. Okay, so it's early on a Saturday morning. It's quite misty, mist here. And every morning for the last probably 2 months, I've been coming out into the garden to this spot and sitting. And partly I've been doing this to connect to light. So I've been listening to Dr Andrew Huberman, who's a neurobiologist, and he's talking of the importance of having a light in the early morning. And I'll get up early, but in the past I've not come outside. So I'll come out and I'll be barefoot. I'm in my work clothes today, and I'll just sit for 5 to 10 minutes, do some breathing, and yeah, as I've been sitting here this morning, a blackbird has come and just sat on the log, just there, and then a couple of mornings ago, just down here by the stone, a stoat just came up and wandered through the garden. And I've never seen a stoat up close. It's usually racing across a road or probably 30-40 meters away. So to have it 2 meters away from me was just really, really beautiful. So that's kind of the magic of just coming outside, sitting. And it comes from the work of Jon Young and the 8 Shields model of nature awareness. There's Richard Louv wrote the book, the Last Child in the Woods, I believe that's the name of the title, about nature deficit disorder, that we're just lacking in nature deficit. And he writes the foreword for Jon Young's book. And in the book, Jon says, it's called Coyote's Guide, the art of mentoring. And he talks about coming outside, sitting in the woods, sitting outside in your garden, in the same spot, not in necessarily the same time every day, but just 5 to 10 minutes. And he says, after a little bit of time, the magic starts to happen. And I can hear the alarm call of the blue tits over there. And behind me is the lapwing. And he says, after a bit of time, the garden gets used to you being here, just sitting still. And that's what started to happen to me. And it just feels really lovely. I've really feeling my heart. I was in tears when the weasel, it's not a stoat, a weasel, the weasel came through the garden. It's just really lovely to connect. And I feel for us, if we've been through trauma, complex trauma, having that connection back to nature is so healing. I've heard this from so many clients, just the importance of being outside. It's that non-linear environment, it's just relaxing. So, if weekends or evening as summertime arrives, if you can spend as much time outside, if you don't have a garden, maybe a park. If you live near the sea, just going to sit by the sea, go for a walk. It's just so healing. Yeah, and as a bird just flown past me, I think it was a dunnock, just went and sat on the post there. So yeah, just some ideas, some reflections about the importance of connecting to nature, especially if we've had complex trauma, or trauma is like the nervous system needs to heal, it needs to recalibrate itself. And there's been scientific research by Clint Ober about just being barefoot on the earth, earthing, he calls it in his book, and just starting. It's basically the idea, the science shows that it reduces inflammation in the body. Yeah, just some ideas and reflections here. And yeah, just so in such appreciation for this space, and appreciation for you guys listening and doing this work. So have a great week. Okay, blessings.